What's good, gang? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about this bad boy right here, the PS5 Pro, the good and the bad. And we're going to start with the good. The good for me is this bad boy right here runs all these games at a better performance. I know some of them not optimized to be PS5 Pro enhanced as of yet, but even the PS4 titles that I tried, they all ran smooth. And they have like some type of, it's hard to explain, but they all have some type of shading on them with the improvement to the quality of graphics. It has some type of shade or filter on the games that makes it a little darker, but at the same time, it's a little sharper, if that makes any sense. And even the games that I tried that wasn't PS5 Pro enhanced, like Warhammer, that game it ran excellent. The Space Marine 2, it ran excellent compared to how it ran initially when I first played it on the base PS5. It had a lot of issues and things like that. Final Fantasy Rebirth is another one that comes to mind. That one had a lot of stuttering and things like that. Frame rate wasn't steady, but now it's running at a smooth 60 frames per second, and I'm having a hell of a time with it. Spider-Man 2 is another one that comes to mind. Performance is excellent on that game. It's nice and smooth, silky smooth, swinging through the city. The ray trace reflections on the buildings, all these buildings, most of them are have like a lot of windows and things like that. You see the next building across from you. You even see Spider-Man swinging across. And that's a nice little touch to the game. Makes the world more realistic and more immersive, I would say. Another good about this thing is it's a small, minute detail, but I do like the fact that the eject button is on the disc tray itself instead of in the middle of the console, because on my base PS5, even 4 years in, I had a lot of issues figuring out which one was the eject or the power button. Let me know in the comments if you all had the same issue or am I tripping? Let me know. Another thing, 2 USB-Cs in the front. That's very effective for me because all of my devices, I plug up USB-C to C, and it is a faster charge, I believe, than the USB-A. But otherwise, it's a great console. Yeah, it's not the PS6. Yeah, if you have a base PS5 and you're having a good time with it, keep that. This is for the PlayStation enthusiasts or the people who want the top of the line graphics, top of the line performance as close to PC as possible. Because currently, I don't have a PC. I had a Steam Deck. I don't have it anymore, but I don't have a PC. So I'm a console player, man. At heart, I've been playing console forever, so I want to kind of stick with that for the most part. When I do get a PC, I'm gonna go top of the line and get me a 4090 or a 5090 whenever that comes out or something like that. But it's a good console. And also another thing, let me touch on this: Wi-Fi 7. You see my PlayStation Portal right here. When I first got the Portal on my base PS5, I had a hard time connecting. I could be in the same house, but it just wouldn't connect, and it was a headache. I didn't understand what it was. It would connect when it wants to, and then it would go out and cut me out of the service. Then it would get real pixelated and choppy. But ever since I had this bad boy right here, and I've been running this, it's been running perfectly fine, and I'm enjoying that as well. Let's get into the bad. The bad for me is, it's a minor improvement. That's the bad. Yeah, I know a lot of people expect in the mid-gen refresh to have a substantial jump. The best mid-gen refresh we had, which was the first one, the PS4 to the PS4 Pro, where we went from 1080p to 4K resolution in most games. That was optimized for the PS4 Pro. This is very minute. Yes, in some games you do notice it more than others. When I played Final Fantasy Rebirth, you notice the graphics increase. You notice the performance. When I play Space Marine 2, you notice the increase in the steady frame rate in that game, even though that game isn't even optimized for a PS5 Pro as of yet. Spider-Man 2, you notice the performance and things like that. But it's so minute that a lot of people who've been playing 30 frames don't even know the difference between 30 frames and 60 frames per second. I'm glad that I do know the difference, because beforehand, I would play at 30 frames and feel like it's the same experience. It's so like, okay, that's 60 frames. It feels a whole lot smoother. And like Horizon Forbidden West, I noticed like Aloy, you jump in the air, you see like her body gliding down and a lot of shimmering and things like that that you notice with 30 frames per second on some games with performance issues and things like that. But this is just so subtle. I would give this console myself, to be honest, I'm not selling anybody on a $700 console. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Yes, this isn't the PS6. They have so much more that they can do as far as technology-wise to get this console running a whole lot better than it does now. Yes, but for me, it's minute, but it's the best place to play PlayStation. If you're a PlayStation gamer, you will enjoy it. You know, if you like the best of the best of the best when it comes to quality and performance on your console, then you will enjoy it with no problem at all. But for everybody else, it's just a PS5 with a little better performance, to be honest. And I'm not mad at that. But let me get into some of these games and what I thought about them while I ran them on the PS5 Pro. It does look the best. It's sharp. It is very smooth, as evident, as you can see right here. Very smooth, the gameplay. Very sharp. Graphics look really good on this game. This is like night and day from the base PS5. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. Night and day. Now, if every game was like this, that would be perfect. Every game isn't as sharp as this, but this is excellent, to say the least. This is excellent. And this is something that I need to, I need to finish this game. As you can see, I'm like 9-10 hours in on the game, and I'm going to go ahead and finish it. But it looks really good, and it really got me impressed, man. Really got me impressed with this game. Like, that PSSR is doing justice with this game. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's doing real justice with this. This is a dope game. Easy to pick up and get into, in my humble opinion. But this looks really good, man. This looks really good. This is a showcase game for the PS5 Pro. And they had the Pro patch ready from day one, which is a good sign, because I know some games still don't have the Pro patch ready to go. And this is one of the main ones that had it ready to go from day one. And this looks good, man. Looks good. It's nice and fluid. Nice and fluid. I had no issues with this game at all. And I'm sure anybody who get a Pro, they'll love to play this game on it, because this will showcase your game as best as possible. Spider-Man 2 was the next game I tried. I know this is one of the games they've been talking about with the PS5 Pro. I put it on Performance Pro. For me, it has a little bit of ray tracing and things like that. And I do notice reflections on these buildings, especially these windows on these buildings as I'm swinging by. 60 frames per second is really fluid and smooth. And it does look very sharp. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like it's not. It looks really good. I know the base game looked pretty good itself, but this looks really good. And the reflections they hit off. They make the city more vibrant and kind of makes everything pop a little bit more. I can't even lie to you, man. This one right here look good. Quick tidbit. Unfortunately, they erased my damn data. I don't know how that happened, but it got me starting in the beginning of the game again. So that sucks. But I wanted to run this test on it, and this game looks really good, and it moves really fluid. This is the beginning of the game. And I did The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Now, this looks really good, and this pop, like, as soon as I cut this on, this really popped. This is the Left Behind mode. Wanted to try that out so I can get straight into the action a little bit more. But this looks really good. Like, the details on the brick, the details of the grass, Ellie's backpack, Ellie's clothes, everything looks pretty good right there. And it's a fluid movement. I love the fluidity of it. 60 frames per second is kicking off pretty good to me. It moves way better than the original game to me. They did their thing with this one. They did their big one with this one. I would say that. So this was a good experience. Everything looks detailed. The world looks good. Everything's sharp. The signs and stuff like that look really good from what I played. And the gunplay was fun. We already know that. It's a fun game. We can't sit here and act like it's not. It's a fun game. A dope experience. If you never played it or you never beat the games, I suggest you go and play them. Also, check out the series on HBO. It's good as well. But the PS5 Pro did its big one with this game. I would say that. And I had a good time with this one. Maybe want to go back and do the whole story again. And I just may do that. But this looks really good and it moves really good. I have no complaints at all with this one. But I believe that PSSR is kicking in pretty good right there. I really wanted to see the frame rate, and as you can see, it's a smooth 60 frames per second. I did enjoy that. This is a game I didn't finish, and it kind of, piqued my interest back into the game. I really want to go ahead and finish it with all the extra benefit and power of the Pro now that I have it. So I'm going to be working on this, but I want to get a little bit of gameplay for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the fluidity of the game as it currently stands. This is one of the titles that I tried. Definitely one of the good ones. Actually, all of them was pretty good. The only ones I kind of didn't really notice much from was like Madden and college football, which is cool. They're football games, but I kind of noticed something with the field with those games. But if you look at this and look at the textures and everything like that, look at Kratos in his armor and everything, look at the axe on his back, you can see it's finely detailed. Also, take a look at the water. The water looks, it don't look like, how can I explain this water? It don't look like a pool of Jello, I would say that. It looks pretty fluid, looks smooth, nice and smooth, just the way we would like. Look at the environment, look at the rocks, and look at the detail and things like that. So that's something to look out for as well when you get your Pro and you checking out some of these games. But I would say, I would give this a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10. Next, I got some college football 25 gameplay. I really wanted to check out the football games to see if I noticed a little difference or anything in it. And off the rip, when you look at it, it looks good. It always been sharp. But one thing I really noticed was the blades of grass on the field. That is like the biggest difference to me. It looks 10 times as detailed as the PS5, the original PS5. And that's a good thing. I mean, you playing a football game, you want it to look as realistic as possible. Look at that boy, Genty, the dog. Sure, y'all know that by now. But you look at this, it's just clean. It's a cleaner image. I'm not going to say it's PS6 worthy or it's worthy of $700 to get a PS5 Pro just if you playing sports games like college football and Madden. We're not going to say that, but I just kind of want y'all to look at it a little bit. I'm not sure if the clarity on YouTube going to come out as clear as I want it to, but when you look at the field and the grass and even the reflections off the helmet, it looks really good. It looks really good. That's some, all my sports fans, sports game fans, they'll check this out. And of course, I'm sure they're happy to have it Pro enabled as well, Pro enhanced. So there's something to look into. But as you look, I'm making these plays down the field with Boise, as you can see. But that field and everything, it looks really good. Crowd, we're not gonna get into the crowd. It's the same couple of fans in the crowd every time, and we're not even gonna get into that. But what matters is the gameplay on the field and the grass and detail of the gameplay. It looks really good for this one as well. This Space Marine game, the game is dope. I enjoy this game a lot. I know it had issues running on the PS5 already. And I know it had a speed mode, which is the performance equivalent, and the fidelity mode. That's all it had initially, and that's all it still has. And I'm playing it in speed mode. But what I noticed from the PS5 Pro is this speed mode looks really good and it moves really fluid. I know this game struggled out the gate with the frames and things like that. And I heard that the Series X version was running a lot better than the base PS5 version. I mean, that's what I heard. I seen Digital Foundry say something similar along those lines. But I played it right here. I've been playing it on the Pro. And I'm loving it, man. This game is pretty good, man. It reminds me of Gears of War a little bit with its own little spin on it. But this game is really good, man. It runs pretty smooth. It looks real fluid. And it looks really good. It looks really good now. So I'm having a good time with this game. I know it's not officially PS5 Pro enhanced, but Maybe it'll get a patch, but I feel like the raw horsepower of the system is doing its justice with this game to me. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried this game as well, and what you think about it and how is it performing for you. Next, I had to do The Last of Us Part 1 remastered. I wanted to look at this. This looks really good. Look at that thermostat on the wall. That's a Honeywell. I know that from a mile away. But I wanted to look at this one because this is one of the games that they touted when they talked about the PS5 Pro and the enhancements and everything like this. The game looked good already. It does look even better, and it runs smooth. That's the main thing. A game like this where we have action scenes and things like that, where I gotta kind of, you know, have my gun ready to go. 2 clean headshots, get them out the way. But this looks good. The light and reflections look really good. It looks really good on this one. It had a little issue that I didn't notice. Please, somebody let me know in the comments if you noticed this. But when I was inside of buildings, right? And when I would like turn the flashlight off and I just like turn left or right, it's like a shimmering effect on like the hallways and stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but the camera didn't pick it up too good. But let me know, anybody in the comments, if you've seen that same effect, if you played this or Last of Us Part 2. Let me know if you've seen that. But look at the detail and everything. Look at Joel's backpack. See, the thing with the PS5 Pro is the minor details. And if you enhance the image quality and everything around you, the surroundings and everything is enhanced and looks sharper, it will make the whole game world feel a whole lot sharper. So this is my thoughts on that. That's my opinion. You know, it's always going to be opinionated, but please tell me if you feel the same. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comment section what you think about the console yourself. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.